my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
They're here.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
It's showtime.
Right, welcome everybody to another episode of the VHS Strikes Back. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to the VHS Strikes Back, the show where we dust off the old video player and go on a nostalgic journey to look at the good and the bad movies of yesteryear. And also when we could just go outside, go to the shops, go to the gym. Now, Chris, what are we going to review this festive week?
Well, we have reviewed a couple of Christmas classics across our various podcasts, Dave, haven't we? We've had some truly awful ones on the Comics in Motion. Well, one awful one, actually. Wish It Was a Turtle Christmas or whatever it was. It was terrible. And then we did redeem ourselves with the Lego Star Wars holiday special, which is pretty good. But this week, for me, it's in my top 5, Dave. So we're going back to 1990, the movie that made and broke Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone.
Now, Chris, what do you remember about this one? Is this one that you watched when it first came out on the cinema, on the video? When did you see it?
On the video, Dave, I don't recall going to the cinema to watch this, but I remember it just being this absolutely classic. It was 1990, so it's just as I was leaving primary school, so I was like 11 years old. We genuinely used to watch this quite a lot. It was a film that went through my family. My various younger cousins loved it. Obviously, I was 11. I know Macaulay Culkin was the same age as me when he filmed this, even though he's supposed to be 8, which is always weird with Hollywood. You just don't understand. They always get these underdeveloped kids to play the parts, don't they? But yeah, he was 11, and because he's 42 now, same age as me. And I remember just thinking it was a great movie, and Jordan went through a phase of watching the 1 and 2. We've got them on DVD. Obviously, now they're readily available on Disney Plus, which is fantastic. And they're like proper high quality HD versions. And I've probably seen it, Dave. God, I'm not even going to lie. I've probably seen it every Christmas since the 90s and then some. So I'll probably say I watched it 50, 60 times. Love it. The second one last year, which is quite eerie considering the year we've had, which you were right and you alluded to, is Christmas Eve last year. We were in New York. We watched the first one at night because we were absolutely creamed from walking like 14 miles. 14 kilometres, sorry, not 14 miles, 14 kilometres. And then on Christmas Day night, by chance, we came in, we'd done ice skating at Central Park. We sit there and there's Home Alone 2. And we all sat there watching it, Dave. I think I finished it and Sam and Jordan nodded off. But yeah, it was brilliant. So just for that memory, which was created just as we record this a year ago, it'll always hold a place in my heart. So yeah, and I think for the VHS podcast, this is perfect pop culture fodder as well. There's so many things that we can talk about that become synonymous as the years have gone on.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? And I think whether it's next year or a future year, we'll definitely have to do the second one as well, Lost in New York. I mean, I can't imagine watching a more perfect Christmas movie while you're in New York.
Yeah, just pure luck, Dave, that.
Yeah, you got old Tim Curry there, haven't you? Looking like the Grinch. Yeah, so I remember this one. Like I say, early 90s. Watched it on video. Didn't see it at the cinema, but it was huge at the time, wasn't it? You know, and the old Kevin with his sort of shocked expression as he's putting the aftershave on. That was just a massive pop culture thing, wasn't it? Macaulay Culkin was just this huge child actor. And of course, Chris, I probably didn't tell you, did I? I did my old nostalgic quiz at work the other week. Did I tell you about that? And
you tried the questions on me. I did quite well, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, most of them were from this podcast. so you should have scored quite well. But one question that I did put in there, I called out a bunch of, I said, John Hughes, so he wrote this one, but it was Chris Columbus who directed it. And so I thought, right, well, I'll put this question in there. So I named all these movies like Weird Science, Breakfast Club and things like that. So John Hughes directed all of these movies. Which one didn't he? And the answer was Home Alone. And I was a bit worried, Chris, because I thought I was making the questions a bit too easy, but like the person who won got 10 out of 20, so I think it's just me being a bit of a old movie geek, I guess. I did get your Spider Rico question in there, Chris, by the way. So,
I'm going to live off that day forever.
well, the thing is, I'd already put a few questions in there, which were like, you know, to me, they were obvious. You know, when you've got a quizmaster who's being a bit conniving, there's always, you know, something that's so obviously not the right answer. It is the right answer. And I think I said, who's the first person Rocky fought? I put Clubber Lang, I put Ivan Drago, I put Apollo Creed, and Spider Rico. And I'm thinking, if that was me, I'd be like, I don't even know who Spider Rico is, but I recognise the other three, so I reckon it must be him. Nope, not a single person chose Spider Rico, Chris. Most people went for Apollo Creed. So, yeah, no, it's a good one. Good question.
It's a good little tricky one, that, Dave. Yeah, that's good, that. It is good. You're right. I remember you were telling me, and I'm like, yeah, be dead coggy. But I think I got 15, didn't I, Dave? I think I got 5 wrong. I didn't get everyone right.
Yeah, no, I think there were a few. Can't remember which ones, but no, it's a good little quiz, that. But yeah, so back to Home Alone. I mean, like I say, this was just a massive juggernaut. So a budget, Chris, of $18 million. It made at the box office $477 million.
Oh my God.
And that's before videos and, home videos and selling it to TV networks and stuff. Because, throughout the 90s, when it came to TV, it's just replayed over and over and over again, isn't it? So I think this really is a modern day Christmas classic, isn't it?
It is, Dave, and I know we'll talk about different things when we watch it, and things will pop up in our heads. But I love every single year somebody puts the picture up of the Wet Bandits with that thing saying, and they'll do it on. There's a local home watch group that I want for where I live on Facebook, and someone always pulls that picture and goes, "Just be on the lookout. I've had information from the police. These two are thing," and you still get people going. Genuinely, no, you get people going. All right, I better watch out for that. I'll make sure my taps and my waters to. And some people genuinely go, I've seen, and I'm not bullshitting, going, I recognise them too. And then it's like, you've had a dick. You know what I mean? Like, you're a fucking idiot. But, yeah, there's so many things from this movie, especially the first one, that if you're of that era, or even our kids, Dave, watch it, about Kevin Macallister and Home Alone. And I love that. And I think that's why, for me, it's one of the better Christmas movies. But I will say, a bit like Die Hard, Dave, and I love Die Hard, the second one's my favourite. Die Hard 2 is my favourite, and Home Alone 2 is my favourite. One, because it's in New York, and I just find it a bit of a better film, slightly.
Yeah, I don't think you're on your own. I haven't watched it for a few years now, the second one, but I remember really liking it. And then, obviously, 3, that was without Macauley Culkin, it sort of went off the boil a bit. And then I think didn't they do a 4 as well? I've never seen that. But no, these two were the peak for me, and it was distributed by 20th Century Fox, Chris, so I'm assuming this is owned by Disney now.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus, Dave. They're both on there now, so they've they've just released them this year. And funny enough, I saw something the other day about, is the sequel better than the first, considering it reviewed worse? And you've got like Ghostbusters 2. Home Alone 2 is at something like 33%, Dave, on most sites, but it's a classic. Everyone loves it. And I'm like, it's not 33% rating that at all. I wouldn't have that. No. I know you can predict things, but that are going to happen. It might seem a bit more thingy, because the first one was a bit of a trailblazer, wasn't it? But I just can't see that at all. So I don't get... There was a list of about 5 movies where the sequels are classed as classics to the audience, but to the reviewers, they were slated, which is weird.
That is strange, isn't it? And actually, I'm just thinking now, because a few weeks ago, I'd seen like this mashup someone had done on I think they posted it on Twitter. It's originally from YouTube, and they had Kevin Macallister versus the Predator. So again, you could see that in a Disney in a Disney crossover, couldn't you? Because they own the Predator as well. So
if it bleeds, we can kill it. I can't imagine Kevin Macallister hitting him with a Nerf gun, Dave.
I think no, it's where where is it Marv puts his head through the cat flap? And
Yeah.
Kevin Macallister's there with the gun. They just took that bit. It's like, hello, and then shoots the predator.
I don't really have much slope on that, but yeah, really, really interesting. So, should we get into our trailer, Dave?
Let's go.
Where are you going? We're gonna miss the plane.
When the Macallister family left on their Christmas vacation,
Did we miss the plane? No, you just made it.
they forgot one small thing.
I have a terrible feeling. Did you lock up? Yeah. Do we set the timers on the lights?
What else could we be forgetting?
Kevin!
Home Alone.
Police in the northern suburbs are on the lookout for a pair of burglars who are calling themselves the Wet Bandits.
We know that you're in there.
It's Santa Claus and his elf.
Get off my property.
This is my house. I have to defend it.
Where's your mother?
My mom's in the car.
Where's your father?
He's at work.
What about your brothers and sisters?
I'm an only child.
Where do you live?
Can't tell you that,
Why not?
because you're a stranger.
He's a kid. I mean, what can a kid do to us?
Kids are stupid. I know I was.
You still are, Marv.
This is it.
I don't care if I have to get out on your runway and hitchhike. I am going to get home to my son. Yes! Where are you, you little creep? I'm gonna kill that kid! Why'd you take your shoes off?
Why do you dress like a chicken?
Gus Polinski, polka king of the Midwest. If you have to get to Chicago, we'll gladly drive you.
Hey, guys.
Yesterday, he was just a kid. But tonight, he's a home security system.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
From John Hughes,
You know, I got a feeling this is going to be your best Christmas ever.
a family comedy without the family. Home Alone.
Are you here all alone?
I'm 8 years old. You think I'd be here alone? I don't think so.
Directed by Chris Columbus, coming November 16th.
Now we start off, we meet the Macallister family, and they're preparing to spend Christmas in Paris in France, and they're gathering at Peter and Kate's home in a Chicago suburb on the night before their departure. Peter and Kate's youngest son, Kevin, is subject to ridicule by his older siblings. Kevin eventually ruins dinner by fighting with Buzz and is forced to sleep in the attic as punishment. During the night, the power is knocked out of the neighbourhood, and that results in the alarm clocks resetting. The Macallisters oversleep and then have to rush out to the airport, and it's not until later they realise they've forgotten something. Now, Chris, what do you make to the opening of this one?
Well, Dave, as I said before, 50, 60 times I've watched it. And I always say that as a ballpark with these movies. I never get bored of watching this movie at all. The start of it is brilliant. And I know I've seen loads of different GIFs and memes and everything. Fucking the dad he's absolutely fucking wadded,
Yes.
Mr. Macallister. He's absolutely... Peter Macallister is wadded. You've got his freeloading brother and his family, who's an absolute tight arse. They're taking him to Paris, and that house, Dave, you're not getting any change out of 4-5 million. I don't know what he does, but that is an impressive career. He must be some sort of drug dealer on the side, Mr. Macallister, because it's always one of the things that's fascinated me. And a little tidbit, as always, Deb, and you probably know this anyway, I think we've talked about it before. It's the same neighbourhood, isn't it, where they did Uncle Buck, Planes, Trains and Automobiles, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's the same place, because they always say it was the same house as Ferris Bueller and
Yeah.
Uncle Buck and that, and it's not, but it's within the same neighbourhood, which is fascinating. John Hughes special, but yeah, I absolutely adored it. And like, you've got Joe Pesci there as the copper trying to get all the information, and everyone's just ignoring him. And I will say, Dave, as a kid, as an 11, 12-year-old kid watching it the first time, I just wanted to knock Buzz out. I fucking hate his character. He's the one character, he works because he's horrible, but he's the one character in this movie you just want to slap. He's horrible, which is perfect acting, to be honest.
And I think it is perfect acting. He does play that horrible big brother, doesn't he? And, you know, what I've not seen this probably for maybe 3-4 years now. And I guess I'd forgotten that, you know, Kevin is a little bit feisty initially, isn't he? He's not he's not that nice. He's a bit hard done to, you know, because he comes down, Buzz has eaten his cheese pizza, plain cheese pizza, and, you know, he's not happy about it, and then so goes for him. But even leading up to that, you know, he's kind of getting a bit of a hard time from his older, I'm not sure if it's his sister or cousins. The house is full of kids, basically, isn't it? He's going to end up sleeping in the same bed with his cousin, who wets the bed relentlessly, so he's not happy about that. But it is just so chaotically charming, isn't it? And I think you're right, it does stand out that it's like, well, who is this guy? Is he like the bloody chairman of some massive company or something? Because he's absolutely loaded. And I actually think more so than Buzz, Chris, I think the dad's brother is such an absolute bellend. He's getting taken to France. He won't even pay for a fucking pizza, which is like, what was it, $100 or something like that. You know, you're getting flown to France with your whole freeloading fucking family. Fuck you. So he's like, look what you did, you little jerk. Fuck you.
Yeah. Have they seen your face a piece of pepperoni, you bastard? Yeah, I'm with you. In fact, you're probably right, actually, because Buzz does redeem himself, doesn't he? That freeloader just fucking all the way through. And apparently, reading it, Dave, you probably read it, but Kelsey Grammer was supposed to play that part originally, but couldn't do the role because he was high on the Cheers at the time when he was in Cheers. But yeah, I don't know whether that would have worked, but yeah, he's a right horrible bastard. And it is, and we all have them family members, though, Dave. Let's be honest, I've got family members in mine who are wadded, and they won't give you the steam off the piss, Dave. So, you know what I mean? Absolutely. Oh, are you sure? Oh, I forgot my wallet. And, you know, it's like I'm talking about, I don't know anything about it. That's what you get with people. There's plenty of people I know who do. These lads at work, Dave. There's one lad in particular. Well, I'm pretty generous, mate. I'm not on great money. I'll give anybody, and Sam goes mad at me. If I finish with something, I very rarely sell things, Dave. I just give it away, and she goes, you do this all the time. Or if I've done something where I've had enough of a certain thing, I'll never use it again, and straight away I'll make that snap. You know what I'm like, Dave, Mr. Impulsive. Within 20 minutes of finishing using something, I'll just go, do you want this? And so I'm like, why are you just giving shit away, like consoles, TV? I've done it for years, especially with my family. I'll never give my family, charge them for it. You know what I mean? I would never do that. But I always give stuff away, so she goes mad. But there's a lad at work, and he's a good guy, but I swear to God, Dave, well, there's two actually, but one of them especially. We went for a butty once, right? And we're in a butty van, and we're all there, and it's like, what do you want? And at the time, I was still eating meat. It's like, I have a bacon butty, one of my favourite, bacon and butty brown sauce, big docker sandwiches. Turns round to this guy, he's like, yeah, I'll have the, and then one of the lads went, have you got your money? Dave, he did a fucking moonwalk out the butty shop. I'm not joking. He's an absolute tight fucker. And that's when I see people, I hate people like that. We all have money issues. We all just can't start throwing the cash around. I get that. But if someone offers you a butty, you should get it back. Like you say, this is just me going off on one now, but he is the typical, and I think they cast it perfect in the way the dialogue is, because even though it's an American thing, it's not lost in translation, because like yourself, you'd be saying, there's always some type bastard who you know, Dave, who just literally hands are cemented in the pockets, aren't they? You know what I mean? Absolute fucking tight arse. But yeah, so you're right, I love his character because it's so effective. Him and Buzz are really, they're the ones really you want the Wet Bandits to sort of get them to. But I appreciate the casting works because that is a family dynamic. You know what I mean? And absolutely, we've got something going on in our family at the moment, and someone's left the WhatsApp group, Dave. Oh my God, is it a drama? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, to be honest, because it's just someone being outraged because they can be outraged, just so they can go, well, I'm not happy about this. Well, I don't give a fuck, to be honest. So there you go. But you get it, and I love that. Talk about the film. I love that dynamic. So, yeah, if you're listening out there and anyone's a tight ass, buy somebody a nice present this year.
And if you don't know someone, it's probably you.
Probably you, yes. Are your hands cemented in your pockets? Do you want the 1p change when you go to the 99p shop? It's probably you, yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, that to me, you know, my dad used to say, look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. So I don't mind taking a penny change, and storing those up, saving them up. It's when you're taking things and not giving back. You're taking a lot more than you're giving. So I think those two are separate for me personally. But I liked how at the beginning you've got Harry, played by Joe Pesci. He's sort of there, and he's playing being the copper, isn't he? Good little ruse there. So just checking on the family that there's been a few burglaries, but between him and the pizza guy, they're not sure like who the hell runs this house. But eventually, he gets the information that he needs, and Kevin actually spots that he's got a little twinkle in his gold tooth, and so that'll come in handy a little bit later. But apparently, Chris, old Joe Pesci there, he had to be told off not told off, but corrected constantly that this was a kid's film and he couldn't say fuck.
Having seen Goodfellas, Dave, I wonder why.
Exactly.
People out on it, you little prick.
Yeah.
That's how he's been done. Yeah,
so
brilliant.
Between
Absolutely
him
brilliant.
and Daniel Stern, so they didn't really think this movie would come to anything. So they just thought, let's ham it up, extra, with extra sauce on it, and just go completely over the top. And that's ended up being, one of the most iconic things about the movie, isn't it? Like Harry and Marv's characters.
They're brilliant. And I'm reading all the subplot stuff. Daniel Stern walked off the set. He was like, apparently the scheduling was a couple of weeks longer than he needed it to be, and they recast someone, and they realised that who Joe Pesci was with, it was not working, so he came back, and even De Niro and that was up for this role, and they of Harry, and they basically turned it down. That's why Joe Pesci stepped in. But when you look back now, Dave, things happen for a reason, don't they?
Yeah.
And I love De Niro, Godfather, Raging Bull, things like that. A great actor. I really love his work. He's a proper method actor. But it just worked because Harry did this, and I liked Joe Pesci in Lethal Weapon 2, 3, and 4 as Leo Getz. Leo, he was a little weasel, wanting like an accountant who'd done it for like all these gangs and stuff. And I love his character, so he can go from being a psycho in Goodfellas and stuff. And he's brilliant in. Oh, what's the one about Jimmy Hoffa that's just been on Netflix? The one that was on for like 3 hours, the gangster one. With
The Irishman.
and that. The Irishman, he's in that as well, isn't he? He's an old guy in it, but he's in that.
I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, he's good in it. He's one of the main guys in it. He's one of I think he's a Jewish gangster in that one, but yeah, he's really good, and I like him. I've always liked Joe Pesci, Casino, things like that. So this is perfect because he's comedy timing with Daniel Stern as Marv. He's fucking brilliant. They're just dicks, aren't they?
Chris, I've got to tell you now, actually, it's just come back to me. I was telling you about the quiz, right?
Yeah.
I brought up, the question was, and you'll know the answer to this, so which actor was originally thought to play the role of Axel Foley in Beverly Hills Cop? And I read out the names, and when I got to Sylvester Stallone, people started laughing. Right, and no one chose Sylvester Stallone, and then so when I said, "Oh no, that's the answer, it's Sly Stallone," they're like, "No, I'm not having that." But it's kind of like that, isn't it? Where I think if Robert De Niro plays Harry in this movie, it's a different movie. I think completely. And I know he's done like Meet the Parents and stuff like that, but I just don't really see him playing this same kind of Yosemite Sam bad guy. I just think, can you imagine he'd be like, "Kevin, you talking to me?" It just won't work for me. And you're right. No. I think it's ended up. Maybe if De Niro had done it, it'd have been an okay Christmas movie and would have done okay. There's plenty of other things that are good about it. But I do think Joe Pesci is one of the major factors that makes this so good. It's like what we say on the comics, isn't it? You need a really good baddie to kind of make the goodie shine a bit. And I think, the way these complement each other, I think is brilliant.
Yeah, I do. I totally agree. I think that's such a good way of putting it, David. And when you look at like the interacting between him and Marv. They're good friends, aren't they? Like, you know, they're really good friends. They're just bad guys. They're just the typical comedy bad guys in these movies. And this movie's 30 years old, and all right, yeah, we haven't got mobile phones, we haven't got the social media side of it, which is in a lot of movies now, because that's just current, that's just a way of life. We're all addicted to our phones. It just works. It has a proper charm to it, I find. Everything about the movie. So we start, obviously, they've left him. She's on the plane, the mum. They count some kid next door who's just been a pain in the arse as Kevin. And she's like, we've forgotten something. And it goes on for a bit. And then it's like, Kevin. And I'm going to tell you a bit of trivia now, Dave, which you're probably going to go, fuck off. Because I don't know if I think I might have sent you this before, but I may not be you, actually. So when she realises that Kevin's gone, the mum, and funny enough,
and the dad's hardly asked at all.
He's not even bothered. He's like, well, we'll get the plane tomorrow. He's 8 years old in America. Yeah, whatever. He's fine. We've got a lovely penthouse here and fucking jacuzzi and that. You'll be fine. Yeah, the daddy's not bothered at all. But there's a TV show actually at the moment called on Netflix called Shit Creek. And that, he spelled shit like as in not in SHIT.
You told me about this one.
Yeah, well, she's the mum in it. She's like an aging soap opera star. And we've only watched about half the first series, but it is pretty good. The first episode was like, this is fucking rubbish. But everyone says, stick with it. And it's very Office-like in humour. You know, that awkward humour and that. So we are going to go through it over Christmas. It's pretty good. But she's in that. She must be nearly 70 now. But a bit of conspiracy theory, a bit of trivia now, Dave. So when she goes to the airport, and she's trying to give that woman like a jewellery and a car, you know, money and all this, and it's like on a fucking game show, innit? You know, we've got upgraded to first class, and the old bloke's going, no, and she swaps it. Well, you know when John Candy steps in, do you know the big conspiracy theory about the guy stood behind the mum?
Stood behind the mum? No, I don't know.
All right, so you'll have to watch this. It's on YouTube. So the conspiracy is that the guy stood behind the mum, if you look, is Elvis, Dave. He's got a beard, same height, same eyes, everything. And he stood... There's a woman behind her, and then there's this bloke looking over both of them, waiting in line to get a ticket when the mum's having a go at the girl on the desk. And the massive conspiracy that it's actually Elvis, because obviously Elvis didn't die, Dave. You know, we'll talk about that another time.
Me.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not bullshitting. No, watch it. You've got to see... If you put it in on Google, you'll see it straight away. But they all say that this guy is Elvis. So, 100% that, Dave. So there's been, I've known that for years, but that's my little bit. And I'd like to think it is him, Dave.
You know, right, so a bit of random, completely random, and I haven't even dusted off this memory in a long time. So I was in New York in 1988, and I remember I was just... there were no smartphones or even the entertainment on the plane back. You know, it's pretty dull. So I remember, wanting something to read, and in the bookshop I spotted like a conspiracy book about Elvis still being alive, and so I remember I bought that so I could read it on the way back. It was all fucking bollocks, Chris, but yeah. So that was just before, obviously, that was 88. So this would have filmed about 89, 90, wouldn't it? You know, came out in 90. So yeah, I just think, you know, in and around that time, there was still a lot of speculation that he was still alive.
Yeah, true. You know that on his grave, Dave, that his name's spelt wrong.
Is it?
Yeah.
That book that I read was obviously not a riveting read because I can't fucking remember hardly any of it. I just remember even my young self, my 12-year-old self was like, yeah, I'm not buying any of this. Bit far-fetched, really.
Well, your 42-year-old co-host, Dave, loves a conspiracy theory. So, his name's spelled Aaron, he's spelled wrong. It's Elvis Aaron Presley, and it's spelled wrong. So he had a twin brother, Elvis, who died apparently when he was younger. No, he died in the womb or something like that. But yeah, he did have a twin brother, Dave. Anyway, there's a big conspiracy because his name's spelt wrong, and why would he spell his name wrong on his grave at Graceland and all that stuff? Dave, let's not even get on to fake Paul McCartney.
Maybe for another day. But
yeah.
So
yeah.
Catherine O'Hara, who plays the mum, I think plays a brilliant role. Like I say, the dad, I think he's just forgettable, really, isn't he? He never sells it for me that he gives a shit. Like you say, you've got this 8-year-old kid, home alone, and I know obviously the way the story plays out, he does all right for himself. You know, he goes shopping, fends off some hardened criminals. You know, so he does very well. But you think about that in the real world, and you'd be like, holy fucking shit! 8 years old. You don't know how to shop. You don't fucking properly know how money works. You know, I just think he should have been a lot more like she was. But you know, like you say, you've got the whole sort of attempted horse trading, trying to get onto the plane. I tell you, a little bit of dialogue though that annoys me, Chris, when she's talking to that mum, and she eventually convinces the old lady, she was like, you know, one mother to another. It's the husband. I don't know why. It just irritates me, Chris, the way he's like, she's got a whole shoebox of them. Dangly ones. I don't know why. It's like fingernails down a chalkboard. It's just an annoying bit of dialogue for me, and the way he kind of sells it. But it does remind me, Chris, when she gets a bit later and she meets John Candy, and we'll have to go back to Kevin shortly, but when we meet John Candy, he's very much playing Del Griffith, isn't he?
Yeah.
From Planes, Trains and Automobiles. And I think a lot of his kind of dialogue was ad-libbed. And he's going on about polka, polka, polka. It's like, we had, you know, some big hits, and she's like, oh, Chicago? Sheboygan. It's just stupid. But again, you just can't help but warm to John Candy, can you, and how he's sort of playing it, and it's absolutely brilliant. I loved the little cameo that he gave in this.
He's brilliant. You know what, Dave? I was reading about it. He got $414 dollars for that one day's filming. And he did it as a favour to John Hughes. I talk about underselling yourself, because John Candy, and you're right, Del Griffiths, Uncle Buck, it's just John Candy, innit? He's this gormless, hapless, lovable guy, heart's in the right place, but yeah, it's brilliant, because he does remind me, when he says that, you know, when he says about in Planes, Trains, Automobiles, you know, what does he say, the curtain ring of whatever area, and fucking Steve Martin's like, yeah, I don't know who you are, mate. And that's very similar, exactly the same. So, yeah, I love John Candy.
Your favourite line? And a Casio.
And a Casio. I fucking love that line. That is one of my favourites. There's some good lines in this. I love it when Kevin goes shopping to the supermarket and the fucking woman's serving him. And she's looking like, who the fuck is this kid? Yeah. Where's this kid coming? And she goes, where's your parents? And he's like, and she goes, I'm 8 years old. Do you think I'll be on my own? I don't think so. Yeah. And I love them lines, Dave. They're just like proper pop culture lines. Honestly, it's such a good movie.
They're great lines, aren't they? But this young Macaulay Culkin just sells it so well, doesn't he? It's just that kind of attitude of like, I don't think so. You know, it's just really, really good. Such a great little child actor.
It is so good. And what about when, just before all this, Marv and Harry are there looking at the house thing and they're going to rob it, and he's got fucking strings on all these fucking puppets and that, a Michael Jordan pop-up thing on a train track going up and down, and they're like, oh, maybe he's not in. But, and I know I did the impression last week, Dave, and I did a terrible impression on our other podcast the other day, and it was awful. You were laughing when we were guests on another show.
Yeah.
And I didn't nail it, but that bit, because that bit in the film is obviously fake. It was all done just for Home Alone. It's not a real film, that old black and white movie. But that bit with Marv when he's outside, I fucking love that bit. You got the count to 10, 1, 2, 10. You know, I got the T-shirt up there. I had the T-shirt, "You Filthy Animal" and everything. Day, Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal. So I think a lot of people have it, but yeah, fucking brilliant. For me, it's up there with John McClane. Now I've got a John McClane sweatshirt, and I showed it yet, and I'm not allowed. Sam won't let me wear it, Dave, but it just says, it's the grey sweatshirt. I bought it about 2 years ago, and it just says, now I have a machine gun, ho, ho, ho. And I was going to wear it at work, and Sam's like, I wouldn't do that for a work's Christmas Day thing, because you probably get a bollocking. And then I've never worn it. She's like, you're not wearing it if we go out anywhere, because someone will have a go at you. But yeah, two of my favourite lines from movies, I must say.
Yeah, so I think this, I always thought that this movie was a real movie. the Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Oh, keep the change, you filthy animal. Mixing two things up there, aren't I?
Yeah.
But they called it Angels with Filthy Souls, and it was kind of based on this play, Angels with Dirty Faces, with James Cagney in it. But like I say, they just shot it for this. So a bit like what we said with the Kentucky Fried Movie. You had Airplane, which was originally supposed to be a movie within a movie. That's what this Angels with Filthy Souls was, essentially. This thing shot for Home Alone.
That's brilliant, that, David. Because for years, I was the same as you. I always thought it was a real gangster movie from like the 40s or 50s. But you know what? As well, I was going to message you last night. We did Airplane, and I said I wasn't a big fan, but there was bits of it when we were talking. I was thinking, I actually quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That bit, my favourite bit of Airplane, Dave, and this is just a little segue, was when the guy comes into the airport, the fucking pilot guy, and all the religious people there, and he's just chinning them up. And I'm watching Family Guy last night about midnight, and Peter Griffin is in a meeting at work, and they're all there, and this woman goes, right, now we're going to have a 23-minute silence for the 23 people who've died in some tragedy in fucking in the Family Guy world. And he goes, and Peter Griffin sits there going, oh my God. He goes, I've got a burrito and something else mixing together. And he obviously needs to go for fucking diarrhea. He's got the shits. So he gets up and he's going, oh my God. And she's going, look, this is a silence 23 minutes, Mr. Griffin. I know you're upset. And everything he said looks like he's upset for the people, but it's because he's worried about shitting his pants. And as he goes down the corridor, he's doing the turtle walk, Dave, when he's fucking... Yeah. And he's there against the wall, and about 40 people come up to him, and he's just chinning him like Airplane. It was an absolute homage. So much so that he actually shit his pants, and he had to come home with his shirt on round his legs and stuff because his pants were in the toilet. He was dipping them in the toilet. But yeah, I just kept thinking, that's just Airplane. An absolute... Someone's going, would you like to sponsor me? Chins him. Then he literally killed about 10 people. It was so funny. Nothing to do with his movie, but it really made me tickle. So that's just Airplane.
No, good old Captain Rex Kramer. Just Robert Stack, wasn't it? Who
that was it.
That, so. No, it's brilliant. I mean, what do you reckon, just going back a little bit to where Kevin actually wakes up, because he'd made a wish, hadn't he? Christmas wish that his family had disappeared, and of course being 8 years old, he wakes up, no one's there, and he just thinks his wish has come true. And then, we get this little montage of stuff that he's doing around the house. This is before Harry and Marv come on the scene, and we get he tries a bit of shaving. We get that iconic scene where he puts a bit of the aftershave on and experiences what that's like. And I just thought, honestly, Chris, I just thought that was so, again, I can't think of a better word than charming.
Yeah. Me too. Because you get that. He hides under the bed, doesn't he, initially? And then it's like, hang on, they're not here. I can enjoy myself. And he's got that cream just pouring it in his fucking mouth. He's like, Buzz. It's when he's going through Playboy.
Oh,
Buzz,
yeah.
His Playboy nicks his money. It's just like, they wouldn't even do that now.
What about when he gets... Buzz's girlfriend? He's like, Buzz, your girlfriend? Woof. That's actually a bloke. Oh, not a bloke, a boy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So I think Chris Columbus wouldn't... It'd be a pretty horrible casting call, wouldn't it? To get someone who's just, going to be ridiculed, essentially. So... he felt quite bad about putting anyone in that position, so basically just stuck a wig on a boy.
Good call. That doesn't offend anyone, Dave, so that's good, that, yeah. Not now, anyway. Yeah. It made sense at the time. I can go with that. I'm not offended by that at all. I think it's quite witty to do that. It just changes the dynamic. But also, you've got the old bloke, haven't you, Dave, with the shovel, who Kevin keeps bumping into, and he's scared of him, and he's like... who's this bloke? And obviously Marv and Harry are just a pair of bumbling idiots. I just love the stupidness of them.
Yeah.
It's just the comedy is, for me, it's not like laugh out loud where you're howling, like you're absolutely crying, but it just works in the movie. You laugh at the different parts, though, even though you've seen them before when they go falling over and they're trying to plan this thing like, right, well, we'll come and see you later, pal, and all this stuff. You know, it's comical and just so good. And I think out of the two of them, Dave, you know, Joe Pesci's brilliant, but I think Daniel Stern's facial expressions and the way he uses his body on some of the comedy. There's one of them that it's definitely him. It's not a stunt double, and he takes a dive there, and it's brilliant. It's so good, and it's the hair in it and everything. He just looks like a buffoon so well. They cast him, and I tell you what, we never mentioned this on the show, and I know it's something I've dabbled in slightly, but it's the people who dress them up. The fact that they've got them fingerless gloves on and stuff like that.
Oh,
the outfit, so good. The costumes for them two are brilliant.
They are. But, I mean, it does... The movie's charming for 2/3 of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when, you know, Kevin... He eventually finds out, he has a bit of a chat with the old bloke, doesn't he? He sort of makes friends. And it's a very kiddish thing to do, isn't it? You know, you must have had all kinds of rumours about people on the neighbourhood or certain houses when you were growing up, and you have all these stories and what have you. But, you know, he meets this guy at the church, and they have a bit of a chat. Kevin gives him some good advice, you know. What did you actually think? Because, again, I thought... Something that just struck me as a bit odd, that you had this old bloke going to the church to watch his granddaughter. I just found it a bit strange. I no, it's not. It's perfectly innocent. But I just thought again, maybe you wouldn't do that today. That exact same storyline. But he basically fires Kevin up, doesn't he? So he's got to defend his house. And when he heads home, you know, and he sets all these traps, you know, a bit like First Blood style. It's just, for me, when Harry and Marv are trying to get into the house, this is absolutely the best bit of the movie, and it's just such joy, because it's such cartoon violence, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. And the fucking gun and the spider, for me, with Marv's scream with that tarantula is
blood-curdling, isn't it? Absolutely blood-curdling.
I can hear it now. It's like, do you remember the old Tarzan shows from like the 60s and 70s you'd watch on UK TV?
Yeah.
So it's like that, innit? The Tarzan bellow that he did. That's exact, and it always reminds me of that with Marv. And I agree, the comedy elements to this at the end are fantastic.
But it's the way the booby traps are kind of thought through. So, you know, like Marv gets in through the back, doesn't he? And, you know, Kevin had poured all water down the stairs, so he's slipping and falling down and what have you there. But then he's got tar, so he has to kind of take his shoes and his socks off. And that bit where he just stands on the nail, I mean, you must have stood on a plug or a Lego or something like that. It's just agony, isn't it? So you just feel it, and the way he just sells it, and then takes an iron in the face. But, you know, he's gone full John McClane with no shoes, hasn't he? And, you know, ends up standing on all the Christmas decorations as well. And the yelps and the screams from him, again, it just adds, because you really feel the pain, don't you? But it's because it's this cartoon violence, it's just really funny.
It's brilliant. There's nothing... You know what, Dave? You're right. And someone sat there and thought out that whole process of how they're going to choreograph all that, because it's almost like a dance in it, the way they go. You know, Joe Pesci's hair gets singed when the spider's on Joe Pesci's chest when he's knocked out, and fucking Marv's got the crowbar and just whacks him with the crowbar. It's so good. It is so good. It really, really is.
When he gets like the fly paper or whatever it is on his face, so it makes him all sticky. And then you get all the feathers blowing into him, and then that's when Harry and Marv meet each other again. I just love that line. It's like, why haven't you got your shoes on? Why are you dressed like a chicken? Again, it's not particularly funny, but I just find it very funny. More funny than the actual line, I think. Again, just because I know it's coming, and you're just filled with that nostalgia.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It is. It's so good. And obviously, the old guy, he comes in as the hero, doesn't he, Dave? So Kevin's got them for like 10 minutes. We get nearly 10 minutes of just madcap Tom and Jerry-like violence, like you say, just cartoon violence. And nobody's really hurt in that, but they finally sort of get Kevin, don't they? And then in walks the old bloke and just absolutely nails them both with the shovel. It's so good. And obviously, like you say, he's bonded with Kevin. The little backstory about falling out of his son, and Kevin's trying to, as an innocent child, trying to give him advice, and he steps in and saves the day. And honestly, it's so good. And then when they're getting carted out, Marv and Harry, and the cops there. And he says something, and he's like, because Marv's dead, pleased with himself because he said, "This is our signature. Yeah. We're going to we're the Wet Bandits." And then he says, "Around," he goes, "Oh, so we know every crime you've committed now, then, don't we?" And fucking Harry waxing one's like, "Yeah, you dick."
Yeah, absolute tool, isn't it? And there was a deleted scene. I don't know. I've never seen this, but it was supposed to be like Joe Pesci's Goodfellas speech. How am I funny? Kind of thing. He was going to do that whole back and forth with Daniel Stern, but
right.
like I say, I've never seen it. But it might be out there. I'd be really intrigued to see that. But it was probably right that I think that might have taken a little bit out of the movie. Because you just kind of want to forget his Goodfellas character in this, don't you? For me, when I'm watching this, he just is this comedic kind of Yosemite Sam character.
And you're right, and that's a testament to him, Dave, because any kids watching this won't even know about Goodfellas. So it's perfect that he's just Harry. To a lot of people, he's just Harry and Marv, aren't they? And that is brilliant casting and brilliant acting as well.
Yeah. And, I think one of my other just final thoughts, Chris, and we were talking about this before, so sorry to skip back, but when the mum is at the airport, did you not feel like that was incredibly like Neil in Planes, Trains and Automobiles?
Yes.
So Steve Martin, when he just loses the plot because his hire car's not there, and he's just getting nowhere. And I just felt that was very, very similar.
Yeah, I think John Hughes' world, isn't it, Dave? So yeah, I agree. The beat for beats it is. It almost as if they're in the same universe, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah. I just, wonder how it'd have gone if she'd have given that whole speech like Steve Martin did. I can't even remember it, but it was like, wasn't it like 27 fucks or something like that?
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. That is a top film. A year ago to the day. Well, a year ago, last month we watched that, didn't we, for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was a Thanksgiving thing.
So good, Dave. And obviously at the end, we get the family come in, and it is a bit of a lump in the throat moment. Him and Buzz sort of bond, don't they? And he's like, Buzz acts like he don't give a shit. He's saying it in Paris, he doesn't care when they're talking about him. But he does, and it's like, you're still my little brother, and I'm glad you're all right. But you have stolen all my porn and nicked all my money, and where the hell's my spider? So you're dead, basically.
Yeah, That's the end of it, isn't it? End of the movie.
Yeah, it's a cracking movie, Dave, and I thoroughly enjoyed going back on this because I watch it every year, so it's not even like we even have to try when it comes to reviewing it. It's always going to be on my Christmas playlist. So yeah, I really enjoyed this.
Awesome. Well, Chris, should we go into our final review?
Let's go.
Now, Chris, for me, I haven't seen this for a few years, but I pretty much remembered everything. I didn't really have to even rewatch this, I don't think. I've just watched it so many times. This is the first Christmas movie I've watched for this year. So, and before that, usually it takes me a movie to actually kickstart me into that Christmas spirit, and this has absolutely done it. I just think I struggle to find fault with this movie at all. I think the casting's great. I think, even the characters that we've said we don't like, well, the casting's great for that, isn't it? Because if we were ambivalent to them, they probably weren't selling that role like they were supposed to. I think, Macauley Culkin with this and the second one as well, Lost in New York, this is his career highlight, isn't it? He never really went on to become an adult actor. Everyone kind of thinks back to him in this role as Kevin Macallister. The guys, so Harry and Marv, the villains, brilliantly cast as well, and the fact that they were hamming it up, to give these cartoon characters, these cartoon villains, I think it just adds to the silliness, but also the feel-good factor in the whole movie. Chris, I think this is borderline a perfect Christmas movie for me. This is Cloud City every day of the week. I can't find a fault in it, and yeah, straight to the top, no question for me. What about yourself?
Well, it's funny, Dave, because I am not going to deviate or slate this. I know the second one is my personal favourite, but I agree with you. This is a sensational movie. 30 years later, the gags still work. There's so many pop culture references, which is why we wanted to do the VHS, didn't we? Because I love the pop culture references that live on from a movie and are born from it. Even the Blues Brothers, where we talked about last week, but it's stuff that are synonymous. It's dialogue that's used in every day, and like you say, Facebook, there's always a Home Alone meme or GIF or something. So yeah, absolutely classic, and I can't knock it down myself because there's no reason to be. If you want to sit there for 90 odd minutes and enjoy a proper family movie where adults can watch it, kids can watch it, everyone gets together, it's sensational. And the comedy at the end, the stupid like Laurel and Hardy, Tom and Jerry comedy, which I grew up with, is right up my street. So I'm going to send it to Cloud City as well, Dave. It is one of my favourite Christmas movies, without a doubt. Definitely top 5, which only means that we need to get another rating for when we do Home Alone 2, because I love that even more than this. But yeah, brilliant. And I'm so glad we picked this to go over, Dave, because I really, really had a good time with it.
Yeah, and I think, just because you like the second one better, I don't think that precludes the first one being in Cloud City. Yeah. I think, because I'm sure, didn't you... I can't remember what you rated Die Hard, I think you might have marked that down because you like the second one more.
I think I might have, actually. And I don't know why, but yeah, I probably did, because the second one is my favourite. But you're right, it's probably me just with my... Well, look, some of the ratings I've done recently, Dave, looking for your height only, so come on. My rating is not exactly kosher, is it?
And your top 5's got like 20 movies in it. So.
Fuck you. Right. Anyway, so as always, guys, if you want to contact us at VHS Strikes Back, the thevhsstrikesback@gmail.com if you want to send in an email, and get yourself over to patreon.com/VHS Strikes Back if you want to support the show. It really helps me and Dave, and we hopefully start, we do produce better episodes, and we get better by each show, and we really, really appreciate all your support. And I'm waiting for Mr. John Hammond's running commentary on this one, Dave. He may not have as many VHS quotes that he likes, but big thank you. Now, Dave, next week's show is a movie I've only seen a couple of times, and if Mr. Scott Weatherly is listening, he may fall out with me again. So what are we going to be reviewing, Dave, and where? To tell us all about the trailer.
Well, given how horrendously you rated the first one, I've got a feeling Scott might be coming after you again. So we're going to review the 1989 Ghostbusters 2. Now, I'll go on to this a little bit, Chris, next week, but I do remember watching this and quite enjoying it at the time, but I probably remember playing the game. So I had the game, and I'm going to keep my powder dry. I'll speak a bit more about that next week. But let's get into the trailer.
At the stroke of midnight, on New Year's Eve of the last decade of the 20th century, America's largest city is about to pay for the nastiness of its inhabitants. When that day comes, when the slime starts to rise,
The Titanic just arrived.
when ghosts start arriving by the boatload,
We gotta find the guys.
there's only one thing to do.
Sometimes weird things happen. Someone has to deal with it. And who are you gonna call?
All right, suck in the guts, guys. We're the Ghostbusters.
The superstars of the supernatural are back to nuke the spooks.
Two in the box.
Ready to go.
We be
be fast and
they be slow.
Make some time.
Don't put any of those old cheap moves on me.
No.
It's different.
I have all new cheap moves.
Raise your spirits.
If we don't do something by midnight, you will be remembered in history as the man who let New York get sucked down into the 10th level of hell.
And kick some slime.
Looks like a giant Jell-O mold.
I hate Jell-O.
Oh, come on. There's always room for Jell-O.
Happy New Year.
Hose 'em.
Ghostbusters 2.
You're short, your belly button sticks out too far, and you're a terrible burden on your poor mother.
Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis, and Ernie Hudson in an Ivan Reitman film. Ghostbusters 2.
We're the best, we're the beautiful, we're the only Ghostbusters. We're back! Who you gonna call?
So Dave, that was interesting. I'm really interested to watch this as well and see how I feel, because I've seen it a couple of times, but I don't remember the story or anything. I'm sure it'll come back to as we get onto it. But, you know, it's Christmas and that, Dave. So I've got you this week. Are you going to take us out, Dave?
Now, Chris, I think that we should finish off with a bit of a rendition, bit of an audio drama from our old movie there. And I think you should kick off with Gangster Johnny.
Who is it?
It's me, Snakes. I got the stuff.
Leave it on the doorstep and get the hell out of here.
All right, Johnny. But what about my money?
What money?
AC said you had some dough for me.
That's a fact. How much do I owe ya?
AC said 10%.
Too bad AC ain't in charge no more.
What do you mean?
He's upstairs taking a bath. He'll call you when he gets out. Hey, I tell you what I'm going to give you, Snakes. I'm going to give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no-good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead.
All right, Johnny. I'm sorry. I'm going.
1, 2, 10. Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Awesome.
How many accents is that, Dave?
Don't give up our day jobs.
I love your bit of the third line in. It went proper New York then, Dave. You got in the rhythm.
Chris, that is awesome. Next. I love it when we go off-piste a little bit. Anyway, mate, it's been brilliant. Have a wonderful Christmas, everyone who's listening, and of course yourself and your family, Chris. And I'll see you next week for New Year.
You too, mate. Have a good one, and I'll see everyone for New Year. Take care, everyone. Bye.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
I'll be back. That's odd.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Wax on, wax off. Get to the chopper!
One ring to go. All right. Ding, ding. Bust you up. Go for it.
Well, here we go.
Ain't so bad. Ain't so bad. Ain't so bad. Come on. Ain't so bad. Ain't nothing. Come on. You must be crazy or something. I'm crazy. You just a stupid fool.
Yeah, maybe
you crazy.
I ain't breathing heavy.
He's a fool. He's stupid. I'll see you in 6 months.